Jolan tuned, welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy and welcome to another officer video of our little A to Z officer series. But before I talk about the next rare officer, today I just want to say if you're not a subscriber of my channel yet but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel, and when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications so you will be notified when another video comes out. But now let's have a look at Livis. As I said, he's a rare officer. He's from class engineering. That means you need engineering badges to upgrade him later. He's from the group Nero's crew, which means he can either give synergy to a captain of the crew like Nero, or get synergy from another officer of their crew when he's captain and that officer is on the bridge of the ship as well. And he's from the faction Romulan Star Empire, which means you need Romulan faction credits to upgrade him. There's not much to say, obviously, about Livis. That's why this little information text here on the screen is not that long, but it's in the info box as usual. So whenever you look at an officer, if you want to know about that character, have a look in the info box. But as you already can hear, Livis does have a captain maneuver, and that's wartime repairs. And that means that Livis decreases the time needed to repair the ship by 10% if it is a battleship. In the beginning of the game, that sometimes might be of help because you're running out of speed ups, you will run out of latinum quite early, and so this might be interesting. For me it never was, because he has to be on the ship when the ship gets to repair, which means I have to fight with him. And even on low levels, I really worked with different officers. As soon as I, for example, then had Kirk and Moreau and Chen, as long as I didn't have Pike, I was working with them rather, or with Spock and Moreau next to Kirk, rather than using someone just for the repairs. But his officer ability is a little bit more helpful from my point of view, and that's bolstered. If the ship is a battleship, Livis increases its maximum hull health by 60%. And as well as with the captain maneuver, it only works on battleships, so he is a bit limited here. But on the Kumari, for example, that would work later on. And a maximum hull health that's 60% higher, always the base stats are meant here. Usually not what you already got from research and so on. So just the base hull health will be increased by 60%. But that can be quite helpful to make a difference between two sizes of enemies you're fighting. And so that can be quite helpful. But for me, most of the time, more interesting is the ability that Livis has. As a rare officer, he's got 2 of them for away teams. And you see that I completely unlocked everything. He can be ambitious and patriotic, and that's what I'm using Livis for most of the time, to send him to away teams. He is not on one at the moment because his abilities weren't needed there. But I'm quite sure that I very soon will send him on another away team. And so that's his real use for me in this game. I know that there are some moments where you can use the Nero crew quite well with the hull health ability of Livis, of course. But I was lucky to have the PMC crew, for example, quite early, and also officers from the mission boss crews that I never really needed Livis that much. But it might be very different for you, and so I can early say this time, if you are using Livis, especially the question for the more experienced players here, on the bridge of your ship, please let my other viewers know how you use him and what combinations and how useful he is for you. I can always only tell you what use people are for me in the most cases. But I even on last notice managed to get Mbenga, and so the officers that I don't have are very few. And so I can pick from a lot of them. Nevertheless, you will want to know how to get Livis, and with him it's very easy. That's why I said very early in the game, he can be very important if you have him at the right moment, because he is in the ultra recruit section. And there are many officers in here, so it's once again a game of fortune if you get Livis shards here in the ultra recruit section. But the good thing is he's in 4 different recruit sections here in the normal stuff, because and so it's a little bit easier. He is also in the premium recruit section. Here we have him. And there it's a little bit easier, and the rare ones are not as many as in the other, and you have a 25% chance to get some rare charts here. And then he is also in the regular Romulan recruit. Those tokens you have to buy in the Romulan faction store, but they are not as expensive as the elite ones. And so from time to time, just for recruit events, you might spend a little on them. I usually don't, except there's something really necessary for recruit events. But they are not as expensive. And you get those a number of times from missions as well. And he is also in the elite Romulan recruit. Those I never buy, but you also sometimes get them from missions later on. And so if you want to buy them, that's up to you. But I always save the faction credits usually for blueprints for ships. But it's a possibility, and so of course I show you. So there are more ways to get him. Other officers are far more complicated, as you already know, and so it's quite probable that you will not have him too late, and so he might be a very nice addition for your crews. I already talked about our experienced players and their opinion on Livis, but also if you have questions in general or video requests, please write it in the comments. You know that I regularly read them. And if you want to see another video right now, YouTube has picked one for you right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.